veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, la, 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 la.
All right, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. My name is Mfon Akpan. I am an assistant professor of accounting, and I'm really excited to be here this week and to talk to you about the metaverse and where we're seeing the metaverse in business. And this is very important because many of us have thought about what we call the metaverse, beforehand, VR, XR, so XR technology, having mixed reality, augmented reality, virtual reality. All of this is something that is coming in the future. And I am here to say it has long been here in not necessarily the form that we envision, right? Or I think a better way of saying it is that the technology has been hiding in plain sight. We've seen, if you go online, you want to buy a car, you'll see 3D tours or virtual tours of the car. If you're going to buy a home, you can have a virtual tour of that home. So we've seen these technologies, and in many cases, we've used these technologies, and they are already a part of our lives. And what I want to do this week is really make that connection and between when we talk about the metaverse and when we talk about technology, and how is it functioning as a business, and what is a viable business model? Mfon, what do you mean by that? Well, a lot of times we think about the metaverse, we think about Facebook and changing its name to Meta. We think about these goggles and headsets and things happening in the future. But let's take a step back and take a look at companies that are actually in the metaverse using this technology. Now, what does it look like what we think of as the metaverse? No, but you have to also remember technology moves in stages. So there's phases of implementation, and it develops and evolves. So if you want to really think about what the metaverse will look like in the future, I think it's very important, particularly those in the accounting profession, to understand how it's being used today, the use cases, how companies are making money with this technology. And when I talk about the technology, and what I'm going to show you is not the hardware, because we can get into the hardware. We already know about Meta, and you could talk about Vuzix and AR glasses and goggles, the hardware. I'm talking about the software and how this is being used. And we forget that there is something called 3D simulation. 3D simulation. So when we talk about the metaverse, we talk about, we're getting into these virtual worlds, but we can get into the virtual worlds with 3D simulation. The company that I want to highlight, and if many of you know me and have been in my presentations, I talk about this company quite a bit. It's called In Context Solutions. The website for the company is in the show notes. You can go there, you can click there. I recommend you do. You go to the resource tab, take a look at the use cases. They have many white papers. I know many of you who are my followers who are into crypto and blockchain technology are used to taking a look at white papers. But what does In Context Solution do? Well, they create 3D simulations for retail stores. I'm partial to this company, and this isn't the only company that does this. I'm partial to In Context Solutions. One, they're in Chicago. I'm from Chicago. And one of the founders of the company was the president of the VR AR Association in Chicago, Tracy Wiedemeyer. And I had a chance to meet him and actually speak with him and hear him talk about how he started the company. So as you see there's a 3D simulation. That's a Walgreens, right? Walgreens, they have their headquarters, Deerfield in Illinois. So when you think about it, how the metaverse or these 3D simulations are used, and one story that Tracy, he shared at an event was how they saved Walgreens money by, instead of Walgreens having to create a mock store. So they build out a store where they have shelves and everything to determine how many rows and shelf space they're going to have, what height, what products to put on the shelves. And instead of them having a whole mock store, which costs money to build, maintain, and to move around and to have all of these actual items in the store, In Context Solution created what? A virtual store. And we're looking at this right now. So now you can move around products, you can move shelves, you can change things in the store. And the great thing about it is you can get data from this through eye tracking. So now you can use eye tracking to see, okay, when someone comes in the store, what grabs their eye? What changes if we move things from this height to that height? So now you can get a ton of data, right, from different consumers without having to have executives and other people to maintain an actual space, right? So this saved Walgreens a ton of money. So, and the other thing, for those of you who are familiar with retail, retailers charge what's called a shelving fee. So they charge companies fees to put their stuff in different positions and on the shelves in their stores. It's shelving fees. So it's very important for them to understand the space, the layout, how many rows, what's the most effective layout, product placement in their stores. So this gives a lot of data at a lower cost, and you're able to make changes, right? Now, the great thing about this, when we look at the In Context Solution and the 3D simulation, you can view this 2D. So you can look at that on your laptop. So you imagine you're an executive, you can look at that on your laptop, or you can put on a headset and use it. So again, now let's circle back. I mentioned before that it's important for us to understand the applications that are being used now with the technology to understand where it's going. So in other words, I think they say, you need to know where you came from to know where you're going, right? So this is how the technology is being used. And I see it as a job displacer, right? So it's as a job displacer and cost cutting measure. And I think next week we'll look at HoloLens, Microsoft HoloLens. We looked at Alt Space VR, but I think we may look at HoloLens. But this implementation with the metaverse is a cost savings, right? So the business doesn't need to have to build or maintain an actual physical space. They need to have this software, of course, but you see how this can cut costs, travel costs. So now executives, they don't have to fly to different locations to have a hands-on look at things. So there's cost savings, job displacement, right? So this is a way of cutting expenses. So this is how the technology is actually being used. So I recommend everyone take a look in the show notes, click on the website, go to the resources, look at the white papers. I love to hear what you think about In Context Solutions. And there are other companies that are doing the similar business model, doing the similar thing with what we call 3D simulation. So when we think about the metaverse is here and it's making money. Is it making money in the ways that we think about it? When you think about Meta and we think about headsets, not as much. But is it evolving and will it develop further as more and more technology advances and grows and becomes adopted? Absolutely. So love to hear what you think. I appreciate all of your comments and your likes. Make sure to share this as well. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to email me. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening as well.
In my veins, I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame, cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed, all the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say, I don't push pause, no I push play, I won't stop till I make a change, I withdraw on the things I make, I turn flaws into flawless traits, I build tall, never capping space, I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again, I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend, that's right, in the AM, that's my own